They say you can fall in and out of love all the time, but the things you have passion for never dies.
Today, we have a guest who really needs no introduction, a man who made it out of an extremely difficult childhood and rose to the top of his craft, a man who set records, was Baylor's all-time sack leader, was a third-team All-American, and a consensus All-Big 12 selection, a man who was projected first-round pick in the 2015 draft, and some experts even saw him as a potential first overall draft pick, a man who lost practically everything based on an allegation just weeks before the NFL draft, an allegation in which he was recently proven not guilty in 2019. A man who, despite everything, is still adamant on pursuing his dream and working to make it back to the highest level. Today we have on Shawn Oakman. Shawn, firstly, man, we'd like to thank you for coming on.
I appreciate y'all, man. Great introduction. I loved it. Got me a little emotional.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, and Shawn, just going off that intro, really, we just want to give you the floor, just kind of run through what were these past years like, after the allegation and just how your life just shifted, and everything, the emotions you went through, the frustration, and just how you dealt with it. Just shed light, just share your story with us.
Oh, man. So after I was acquitted from sexual assault charges, my life, for me, it got back on track. I was derailed for a while. And for me, it was a step in the right direction. And it's been a steady grind. It's been a steady grind, a steady hustle, a steady drive to pursue what I want, and that's to play in the National Football League and become a great player in that league. But I just been training. I've been staying ready so I don't have to get ready, for whenever that phone call do come. I'm able to perform at my highest level, and solidify myself as a NFL football player. But, it's just been a steady grind. I went to the XFL, played for the LA Wildcats before the XFL got shut down due to COVID-19. And that was an experience. That was my real first professional experience with pros. I played with Ahmad Dixon, played with Josh Johnson, quarterback. So I was playing with professionals. I played with Kimbo, real professionals that played in the league. And so I was able to get in that environment. I was able to mess up in that environment and also make do to my mess up. So I now have the concept of what the professional environment is, and I know what I can and cannot do in that environment, because everything is a learning lesson. I never was in that environment. I didn't have a rookie season like all these other guys did. I didn't go through a training camp like all these other guys did. So everything was brand new to me. And then I had a little chip on my shoulder. So I'm playing faster and more aggressive than everybody else on the team. And I had to learn how to tune that down a little bit because, this is a professional environment. We are trying to win a championship at the end of the day, so I can't be beating up my own teammates. But after that got shut down, it hit a lot of people a lot harder than it hit me, because I've been in, I've been in solitude before. I've been in limbo for 3 years, so it's nothing new to me. It's nothing new to me, but it was definitely disappointing. But it definitely gives me an opportunity to refine my motor, get my body back right, and get even more prepared for when the NFL do call.
Yeah, man, obviously, it's awesome hearing how you're bouncing back, and you're staying on that grind. But I'm sure a lot of us, we're curious as someone who's, just had essentially the whole world against him, and having all that pressure on you, all the the assumptions and just
Yeah.
all the negative thoughts on you. How did you deal with that anxiety? That pressure, that frustration, the emotions. How did you deal with that?
Well, the anxiety, I didn't know I had it until actually after I was exonerated from my charges. Uh, that didn't hit me until I was able to go back to a Baylor football game, and I didn't even know what anxiety was. And the moment I stepped on campus, my heart was beating out of my chest. I got cold sweats. I just wanted to ball up wherever I was and cradle in a seated position, and that was something I never experienced before. Um, and I guess that's kind of like PTSD from the whole 3 years and being accused of something so serious. But other than that, it was definitely a back and forth battle during those 3 years. It was definitely like I could veer this way because it's easier, and it's not gonna be the glamorous life, but I could settle. I could take a plea deal, and I could have probation and find a regular job and choose the path that most people would choose. I could do that. And then there's the route that's harder. It's the route that's no, I'm not taking no free meals. No, you could keep your plea deal. I'm rather sit here and grind that out, sacrifice time, pain, family, all these things, birthdays, holidays, sacrifice all these things just to have my name at the end of the day, because that's all we have is our last name, and that's who we represent. So I'm representing a whole lifeline of people that been struggling, been talked bad about, and now all of those people will be under the Shawn Oakman umbrella because I'm the only one they know. You know what I mean? So when they go to work, oh, I heard about you. And when they go to school, oh, your cousin this. You know what I mean? And so to get my name cleared, I had to take the harder route because I'm not just living for me. I'm living for a whole group of people under me and above me. So it was I knew I wasn't never gonna be able to walk a fine line of a 9 to 5 or anything of that nature. So nothing ever been easy for me from the time I was born. You know, it's been a struggle. So I was just more comfortable taking the harder way. I'm more able to adapt to the harder life, the grind, the hustle to pursue something that I'm so very passionate about. I tell everybody this, that I was more prepared to go through those 3 years than I was prepared to go to the NFL at that point in time in my life. Mentally. Once you get in the NFL, that's a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you're so wide open, everything's so new. Pain and suffering wasn't new to me. So that's how I was able to do it. I'm good with my back against the walls per se.
Okay. No, that's big time. And like just going off of that, obviously like the past 3 years, right? Like and originally when these allegations came out, the support system's always big. When you're battling adversity, you always need that support system, that backbone that you can rely on, fall back on. And I'm just wondering, who was that who were those people in your life that you could lean on and talk to help you get through these tough times?
Definitely my family, definitely my family was a great support system whenever I did need them. As soon as I did get in trouble, my mother, she came down and stayed with me for a month.
Wow.
My friends, they were definitely like great help and whenever I did need somebody. But I couldn't really talk to nobody about what I was going through. That's why I created Open Obstacles. You know, Open Obstacles is a platform where the everyday person has a obstacle, has a problem, and I might not have the perfect solution, but I've been through a lot and I could give you some type of advice. And I just wanted to create that platform because there was nobody I could reach out to. There was nobody that was able to talk to me and relate to me on a level where I could reciprocate it because no one I know has been there. No one I know has been to two different colleges, been a high school #1 recruit, get kicked out of one school, go to another school, gain what the world would say fame is, and then have it all ripped down in a matter of a minute. You know, I can't reach it. Who can y'all tell me who I can reach out to that could? Hey, bro, I'm going through this. What do I do?
Yeah,
No, man.
that's just
It's,
Yeah.
that's a hard thing for even your father to put that on your father. You know what I mean? That's a hard thing to put that on anybody. So the only person I could really depend on was God at that time. You know what I mean? And forever, for sure. But the, he's the only person with similar stories that we can relate to, that I can relate to. You know what I mean? He's been castrated. He's been talked about. He's been posterized. He's been all these things. And so as I got, that was the time I got more invested into my religion. You know what I mean, because there was nobody else that could speak to me the way he could. You know,
Yeah, so faith was definitely a big point, like in getting you through that difficult time.
for sure, for sure, for sure. It was the biggest. It's funny because I was at Baylor for 3 years, and we had mandatory chapel, yes, but I didn't go to church that whole time I was there. Like, and I grew up in a church, but I didn't go the whole time I was there. After I got after I got charged, that was I went after that, and I was questioning the whole time, like questioning myself, should I go? Should I go? Asking my friends, should I go? All the way until Sunday morning. And when I went, it was out. It was directly for me. That the message that day wasn't for nobody else but me. From the words that the pastor was saying to every single song that the choir sung. You know what I mean? Everything was directed towards me. So from then on, I was eye open to his power and to his will. Nothing could knock me off of that rock.
Yeah, that's like really inspiring. I was curious to hear just, your approach to the whole situation and how you got through it because, like you said, your perspective in the position you were in was unique to you. And
Yeah,
like you said, I can't really think of anyone that I know of, like the public platform or anyone who I know personally who's went through anything near that. So that was awesome to really hear that perspective. And kind of to go off that, like you talked about how this path you're walking, like in the football sense, is something you're very passionate about. What
yes,
what
sir.
is football to you? What does it mean to you? Just describe how much it means to you that you are so committed to like making it no matter what.
It's all good, man.
You good, man?
Take,
Yeah, don't worry about it, man.
take your time, brother.
Yeah, this is all you, man.
Yeah.
This is all you. No shame, no shame.
Yeah, you good. Take your time.
No, it's all love. You know, and make it 10 times sweeter, you know, when it's something that's taken from you, you know. And it all comes back to like the beginning, you know. In my heart, I feel like my mother was taken from me. And in the same sense that I nurtured her and I loved her, you don't get a deeper love than loving your mother, you know. And so for football, that's the same type of love. You know, I put everything on the line, every single thing. I stayed an extra year in college, not for me, but for my family. You know, I'm the first male to graduate in my immediate family. You know, and I'm the baby of the bunch. And so just to show them that there's a different light, you know, just to come back for my team to hopefully win the championship. And we would have won if our quarterback would have never got hurt. You know, we went through 3 quarterbacks. So I f- it, it's a part of me, you know. It's that deep. Like I love this game so much, and it ain't never been for me. It's been for the things I could do for the other people. You know, it's a platform for me to express and help so many more people than I'm already doing right now. You know, it's a they say you can fall in and out of love all the time, but the things you have passion for never dies.
And yeah, that's incredible, man. Just going off of that, I know like just going back to when you're growing up, you know, a lot of times football, it can also like sports in general, it's an outlet for people. And I know I read into your story, you grew up in Philadelphia, and you can kind of go into your upbringing and how did football kind of, was that an outlet for you to kind of get away from bad company or, you know?
So I didn't start playing football until high school. I didn't
Okay.
start playing football until high school, but I was a hooper. I was a basketball player from the age of 10 on, all the way up until really college. I thought I was going to be able to play, you know, basketball at Penn State as well, but my academics wouldn't permit that at the time. You know, I got state championships under my belt. Um, it's been a great experience, but football came fast. Football came very fast. By my sophomore year, I was getting offers, um, and so my first offer was it was between Temple and Penn State. I think I got them both at the same time, but I knew where I wanted to go. You know, basketball. I was getting the Shaq effect, and I didn't like how I was being treated. And so football allowed me to use all of my abilities and be praised for it. You know, and so uh, I chose Penn State going into my junior year. I chose Penn State my sophomore year, summertime, going into my junior year in high school. And so I was committed 2 years and 2 years before my senior year. And from then on, I just became a student of the game. You know, I just became humbled enough to try to pull people up that didn't have the same opportunity as me and try to get them on to other schools. Like I was bringing a platform to my little old Penwood High School that college coaches had to come see. You know, so from the beginning, from the time I known, you know, I wasn't never doing it for me. You know, I knew what it could do for everybody else. You know, and it's I don't know, it's been like that since the beginning of time. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And yeah, Shawn, so like And also, like, love to hear what you have to say about this too. Just I was going through like some articles and just that transition when you went to Baylor and you were
Hmm.
kind of saying, you had such a focused mindset. Like,
Hmm.
I got my mind, I'm on track. I'm not gonna let
Yeah.
any distractions get in my way. I know what I want to do. I'm not letting anyone get in my way. And still, giving advice to someone who's trying to be focused. They're trying to avoid distractions. Maybe they're not. They don't. There's people coming to the left trying to distract them. They just want to be focused. And even despite that effort, something comes up.
Yeah.
They feel like it was all for nothing. It was all a
Yeah.
waste. What do you have? What kind of advice do you have for someone like that?
It's never for nothing. Everything always happens for a reason. You just got to open your mind up to seeing what that reason is. I got to a point in time in my life where it's like, uh, it's not why me, but it's more so why not me. You got to get to that point in life where you got to understand that you're not that special that things can't happen to you, no matter whether they're in your control or out of your control. But the only thing that you can control is what you can control. And so when bad things do happen, that's the way you react. That's the way you live. That's the way you perceive the situation. Because you could wake up every single day and be like, I hate my life. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through this. Or you could wake up and say, this, I'm going to attack it each and every day. Each and every day they say something bad about me, I'm going to do something good. Each and every day I'm not able to do something I want to do, I'm going to do something I have to do because it's going to get me where I want to go. You know what I mean? A lot of people take the easy way out. They take the lackadaisical way and they submit to the pressure. They submit to the allegations. They submit to all the bad talk that you got to go through because they rather just disappear and not be the shame, you know. And it's hard to embrace it, but you gotta go through. You gotta go through it. You know what I mean? To see what it's like on the other side. If you ain't gonna go through it, boy, you always gonna live in that life. You're never gonna get past that point.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, just going off that, I feel like just even going through like these trial and tribulations, these adversities, like it's all part of life, right? And it's going to make you stronger at the end of the day. You can't keep yourself stuck in a little bubble. And,
No, you can't avoid it. You can't
yeah,
avoid it. Fear is like it's gonna chase you down.
yeah,
It's gonna chase. You're gonna have to deal with it either one time. You're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with it all, and when you get it, you may not be ready for it. So I'd rather go chase it down. I'm a bloodhound. I'd rather go chase it down and slap me in my face, and I'm gonna get back up. You know what I mean? Because I can't be fearful. Like when you was talking about the anxiety thing, I had to go to that game. I had to. I could have avoided it. I could have avoided all those people. I could have avoided the looks. I could have avoided the little whispers. I could have avoided all of that. I didn't have to go, but I had to chase that fear. I had to chase it. And yes, it broke me down and I left at halftime, but I know I could do it. And I know I could do it again. And it may not be that bad next time because I went through it already.
yeah.
And that's a really insightful perspective, man. And I kind of want to use this like, transition. I saw you're working on a book. Can you
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
I
that and
am.
just, like, what to expect?
Oh man, it's basically it's the real insight. It's the real insight I'm giving you from the time I'm accused all those 3 years. I'm giving you the day by day what I went through, what I had to go through, all the way up until trial. I'm giving you all the conversations from trial. Uh, and hopefully by the end of the book, I'll be picked up and it'll say
Yeah.
I made it to the NFL. So
Yeah.
the book's almost done. Um, yeah, I'm just waiting on the ending.
Man,
I'm
that
waiting
call.
on the ending. Like that would be the end. Like to end the, I can end it on the court, like being free from the charges. But I want it to be sweet. I want it to be real sweet, you know. But if it doesn't happen by February 28th, the book's definitely going to be out, and it's definitely going to be a full series of my life. This is just one part. I'm gonna drop. This is the second part, so I'm dropping book 2 first. Then I'm gonna drop 1 and then 3.
Yeah. I mean, we're all hoping, you can end the story like that. Yeah,
Yes,
I got that call back, and I'm here. I'm back despite everything. And but regardless, it would be a great story, anyways. There's so
no,
much.
no, no, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for sure, for sure. I think it'll be great because I have the community of the young athletes, and from high school all the way up until college, I got all their ears, and to this is something they don't teach you.
Mhm.
This is something that's not in any curriculum. They don't teach you how to handle fame. They don't teach you how to handle DMs. They don't teach you how to handle, women. They don't teach you these things. They don't teach you none of that. This is something you have to learn on your own. And I went through it full fledged, and I don't want nobody else to have to go through it how I went through it. From because it's a small percentage. It's a small percentage, but everybody think they're gonna be there. Won't, and it won't ever happen to them either. So it's definitely a quick book that you're gonna want to pick up and read and learn. Definitely just a small values of loving yourself and growing with the pain, growing with the accusations, just growing with you and who you are as a person.
No, I'm definitely. I know we're definitely gonna pick that book up and read it whenever it comes out. But
Appreciate
I
you.
know when you were at Baylor, obviously, everyone knows about the memes that went out and everything. And as that took over the internet. That's right when Twitter and Instagram, they were just blowing up, right? Yeah, social media was popping at that time. Uh,
Yes, sir.
how did you? Because like you said, no one learns about how to deal with fame or how to deal with these distractions and stuff like that. So when these memes were going on, what strategies did you take to deal with it, and
I,
how did it make you feel?
I didn't have those. I didn't have those tools. I didn't
Yeah.
have those tools. Like the first meme that blew up, my phone literally shut down. Like I was getting so many feeds in, I couldn't turn my phone on. Like it literally froze, so I had to cut my phone off and wait till the next day, to cut it back on, and it was working fine. But that's that's where all these women filtered in at, as well. So I wasn't capable of like saying no. There wasn't a thing for me. Like, oh, you're so cute. You lying. You lying. But yeah, man. They don't. That's not a class. They don't put that in the class, man. They don't. You know what I mean? You have morals going in into your adulthood, but you're still learning who you are. You're still learning yourself. And you got tens and thousands of women coming at you all at one time. It's hard not to flip. It's hard not to be a victim of, lust. It's
Yeah.
hard. That those are hard things not, to do. And they don't prepare you for that. There is no prep class. There is no SAT for that.
No, like those are really real things, and I feel like that transitions right back to like how faith played such a big part in your life because
Exactly.
I mean you see
Exactly.
the stories. Yeah.
I had to go back and humble myself. I had to go back to my roots
Mhm.
and what got me in the position I was in. And that was sticking to my guns, that was praying to God, that was getting on my knees and asking and praying for a scholarship and and praying for a place to sleep and food on my plate and clothes on my back, because all these things were provided. And these are things that we take for granted, and these things don't come cheap. These things ain't free. But anytime I needed something, it was provided. And it wasn't my doing. It was definitely God's doing.
Yeah, and Shawn, just like I'm really curious about hearing about this too. You know, when you said when you hit that wall, when there's some obstacle that comes up, whatever form it comes in, and you hit that wall and you have two paths you can lock down. There's that easy route where you just kind of disappear, fall away, or you really just buckle down and you go down that path that you really want to, you're passionate about, despite how hard it is or how difficult it is. When you're at that wall,
Mm-hmm.
can you shed some light on a time where you felt like, man, I can't do it, where just the negative thoughts became so powerful?
Every other day. Every other day. Like, definitely during those 3 years, it's like, damn, I can't shake it, because you're supposed to go to trial one day and then it's set back. Supposed to go to trial another day and it's set back. Like, my trial got set back at least 7 to 8 times during those 3 years. So it's like, damn, what else I gotta go through? Like, how long do I gotta feel like this? How long do I gotta be like this? Like, how long? But that's not up to you.
Yeah.
That's not up to you. You know what I mean? It's, how can I do this every single day? How can I not get in trouble? How can I stay out the way but still be relevant? You know? And now that I'm not in the system, I'll forever be in the system. But now that I'm not being watched by Waco PD and don't have to stay in Waco and don't have those type of eyes and talks around me, I don't it's a different motor. Now it's all on me. Now it's like, now the pressure is, do I get up and go to workout or sleep in? You know, I want to get up and go to workouts because now I have that ability. For 3 years, that ability was taken away. I had to get up and go to work. You know what I mean? Now I don't got to get up and go to work. My work is, we're back working out and pursuing my dream. And so I'm gonna take the harder route because my dream is not guaranteed, but it's mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and can nobody take that away. You know what I mean? So I'm pursuing to the fullest. I'm gonna wake up every day. I'm gonna eat what I'm supposed to eat. I'm gonna be who I'm supposed to be, and hopefully that's enough. Hopefully it's enough. But if it's not, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
There's definitely something greater. But I believe it's a total circle. It's full circle. I feel like I'm that close just like I was in 2016. I felt it. I knew it was attainable. I'm right back in that same mode. I've got that same feeling. I got this same light around me in 2016 that I got right now. I promise you. And I'm that close. I could feel it. I could grab it. It's tangible. I could taste it. I promise you, it's that close. That call is coming very soon. And I'm
No.
going to be ready to take full advantage of the whole opportunity.
Yeah, and I think one thing, man, like especially what teams should be looking out for is in you. We got a guy who was at the top, and he was right there. You said you could have grabbed it; it was right there. And when it was right in front of you, and when you were about to grab it, it was all pulled away from you, and now you're right back there. So that motor, that drive, it's got to be a whole different level. Yeah.
I'm 10 times more grateful. I couldn't, the only difference between then and now, I couldn't embrace it. I couldn't love it because I knew it could be taken away. And that was a fear upon me that I had going into the NFL. At any given moment, I knew this all could be taken away. But it was already taken away now. It was already, thank God it was already taken away now. So now I have no fears. Now I have no worries. Now that it's all on me and no previous pain that I was living with, I can embrace each and every opportunity that's coming my way. I could love it fully. I could give my all to this game fully because I'm not afraid of it being taken away anymore. I'm not somebody that you're going to take things away from anymore. I'm more powerful than that. I could stand on my words a lot stronger than that. I'm not a child anymore.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a grown man that's more powerful than I even know.
Yeah, and like over those years, like you're maturing and like you kind of figure life out, and just like going back to what you're saying, that road just is so much sweeter when you get to that top, when you're gonna get that phone call, And can you just talk about the steps you took, even like this past year? I know it was a big step signing in the XFL. It's kind of a
Yes,
step,
yes,
right
man.
below. It's like NFL is right there, So can you kind of talk about what
Yeah.
you learned from that?
So, you got to humble yourself once again. And, well, I had to humble myself once again. And I had agents in my ear. Yeah, workout, we're going to get you signed. We're going to get you signed. And then one agent, George Bass, said there's a spring league. The same spring league Johnny Manziel played in, blase, blase. And, a lot of guys get picked up. Okay, cool. Me being me, I'm like, I don't want to play in that. There's nobody in that league that I feel is worthy of the competition. Um, when I got there, I eventually agreed to play in the spring league because that's just the route. That's just the next step. If I would have denied that, I clearly don't love football. Let me bite somebody head off right quick. I'll be back. And so that's what I did. When I got there, there was this guy, I forget his name, but he wore number 55. He was defensive end. He was there, showing off, making plays in practice, looking good. He didn't make it to the end of the games. He folded. Whatever injury he got, right? I made 2 sacks, one in each game, MVP of the game, of the last game. I solidified in my head, I solidified that I'm still capable of playing this game. Year later, XFL, that was my XFL tryout. It was good enough to get me to the XFL. First game, emotions are out the roof. Feeling it, feeling everything's going great. We didn't win the game, but I had an okay game. I touched the quarterback a lot, but I still wasn't. I wasn't back to me. I didn't feel it. I felt it that first game, but after that first game, I think that was just emotion. That was just pure emotion and playing with a chip on my shoulder. I went to that second game and now it's more mental. Like before I was able to even play in these games, my XFL coach, Winston Moss, sent me to therapy for some plays that I were making on the field. I had made a few plays on the quarterback, just going full speed. Just really going. So he sent me to therapy. He said, go figure out whatever you got to figure out. And going to therapy, I figured I had a chip on my shoulder. I had something to prove. When in actuality, I have nothing to prove. But I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove at all. but I was going into practice with something to prove. I was going into these games with something to prove, and I wasn't producing because I'm playing off of pure negative energy. It was pure negative energy, and I couldn't figure out why I'm not playing to my best capability, you know. And so that's what it was, man. And now that I was able to, like, that was a blessing, one, because you go through some for 3 years and they just the world expects you to be you,
Mhm.
and that's not real. That's not real. You know what I mean? You go through these things. You're away from your family for 3 years, right? And you're working. You're being belittled to work 9 to 5s and 5 to 5s and for pennies on a dollar, you know. And so there was no time to heal. I had no time to heal from the time I got I got the court was over February 28th. Spring league game was in April. February, March, April. February, so March, April. I was playing football in April. That's no time to heal.
Yeah.
April, I go straight to the XFL jump.
Mhm.
That's no time to mentally digest what you done been through.
Yeah. Mhm.
There is no time, you know. From I'm trying to pursue something, but I definitely got to deal with the past.
Mhm.
Got to deal with that, and he gave me that opportunity to go deal with those things, you know. And so I thank Winston Moss for that, you know, because no one else gave me that route. No one else offered. Oh, he's not convicted, so he's regular. Let him live his life.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing happened,
like
right? Yeah.
that don't happen. Like it's crazy how the world just throws things at you and expect you to be some type of way. Like,
Yeah.
but it's real. It's really bananas. Like even going through it, like you charge somebody that's 2 weeks from the draft, the best job in the world, the best possible job in the world. This is when he's accused of sexual assault.
Yeah.
So mentally, what do we do for this individual as a society? You know what I mean? What do we do for this individual? We just accuse him of sexual assault, strip all his dreams away, and leave him to the wolves.
Mhm.
Say, grow up, get a job, get a house, eat, pay rent, get life insurance, get around, buy a car, all these things you got to do as an adult from the time you're accused of sexual assault. You know what I mean? But you're before that, you're living a life when everyone's doing everything for you. You have an agent, you have a manager, you have an assistant,
Mhm.
and now they're all gone. Now you got to pay your phone bill. Now you got to do all these things. As a society, that there is no help. There is nobody to go to, especially coming straight out of college. When your family lives in Philadelphia and I'm stuck in Texas because the law says I can't leave McLennan County. So I get no mental support. I get no mental stability. I get no direction to go. And now that I'm discharged from all these charges, falsely accused, now you still got to figure this out on your own. Now you still got to go figure out that no one's going to give you a therapist. Now you got to go seek a therapist. You know what I mean? No one's going to provide you a route to take. You got to figure all these things out on your own once again. Thankfully, I'm blessed enough to have a solid team around me that believes in me and believes in my goals and believes in the things I want to achieve. I'm blessed enough to have those people that keeps me going, keeps me forward, keeps me on this right path, you know. everybody doesn't have those things, and some people have them and they leave, and you never come back from those things, and you're never able to trust you're never able to trust people again. You're never able to give your all to another person ever again, because when you're at your highest, they all dissipate, and it's hard to even do it now at a low. It's not a low for me. This a high for me, but for some, they will see this as a low because they're not where they want to be. But I'm still here. I'm still striving. I'm still healthy, And now I have other avenues and other paths I could take off of my story and off of my life and off of my passion, So it hasn't brought nothing but more blessings.
Yeah, and Shawn, it seems like, kind of going off what you were just saying, how important is it to, from a mental health perspective, to remember ourselves when we're going through something? A lot of times as guys, especially, we feel like, I can't complain about this. I got to keep it to myself. I got to deal with it. I got to be tough. But, how important is it to realize that you don't have to shelve it all in yourself, right?
Nah, a wise man once told me, there's nothing that you're going to go through that somebody else hasn't already been through. And so it's hard not to put it all, like, I put it all on me. And once I realized that I couldn't handle it, I put it all on God. You know what I mean? But everybody don't have that outlet, and everybody don't have somebody that they could talk to, And so it's so hard to even speak on, because it hurts so bad, Like, how do you, even as a young man, how can you expect a young man to talk about something so traumatic as the death of his mother to anybody? Like, these are things that people go through. You can't expect me to just open up to you about the death of my mother, or the death of my grandmother, or the death of whoever. Like, these are especially people that's really, really close to you. Like, yeah, you'll sit there with your homie right there, and y'all have a deep conversation because y'all have that type of bond. But to sit there in front of a therapist and be like, this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awkward and weird.
Yeah,
like, it's not a thing. You know what I mean? So if you do have that close friend, or you do have that close father, you know what I mean, somebody that you could relate to, or that can relate to whatever you've gone through, that's the best thing you could do, is to. Most of the time I wanted to talk, I didn't even want to answer. I didn't even want a reply. I just wanted somebody to listen. Just to shut up and just listen, because I got all these things that's running through my head right now. And if I don't talk to somebody, who knows what I'm going to do? It's just that release. I didn't have a release, but once I was able to release it to God, that made it 10 times easier. 10 times easier.
Yeah. I mean, just like looking at what you're saying, I feel like perspective is so much, looking at things from a positive light. Like how you said, like, you're at the top right now, people might be thinking that you're not where you want to be.
I'm at the bottom. No, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you're at the
I'm
top.
high off life.
Yeah, like, you're working on your own book. Like, you're right at the doorstep of the NFL, man. You're doing so many great things and inspiring things. You're inspiring millions of people, right? I'm sure so many people are looking into your story. So, like, you're at the top, man. That's all perspective. That's why it's so inspiring, man.
Exactly. You gotta see it, man. We all got a choice, and some of us choose to do it one way. Some of us choose to do it another way. You know what I mean? But the thing about this life, you have that choice to make, and I'm gonna choose greatness every time, every single time. Mediocre is not a vocabulary word in my book. It's greatness. Greatness in all aspects of life, and that's the best part about it. It's not just football. be a great man, a great philanthropist, a great mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, these things get me excited. Like, these are all great things to be. And these are all great things that I have inside of me. So it's going to get out there. Everything's going to get out there, and everything's going to spread the way it's supposed to spread. You just got to believe in yourself. And that's not an easy thing to do, but we all hope that we could look in the mirror and be happy with who we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think this is the perfect time for me to ask this now. Now we're going to put this Shawn Oakman to the world. The people saying he's out, he's gone, he's not relevant anymore. He's just forget about Shawn Oakman. What's your message to those people? What's your message to the world, man?
Hey, you keep it simple, you keep it sweet, everything will prevail, just how I took it over, and whenever I took it over in college, and you knew exactly who I was, it's gonna be that same effect. Like, I just can't. There is no direct message that you could say. Actions speak louder than words any day, any day. And so, you just wait for them ahs and them ahs, because they coming, they coming. They're gonna be like, damn, how he do that? How he do that? And it's gonna that's when they doubt. Those doubters, those doubters, and you love that. You love that. I've never been a man of many words until lately, but I always been a man of action. Always been a man on the grind. There's nothing that can stop me from achieving my goals. I'm everything I'm supposed to be, and even more. I'm in 10 times better shape. I got 10 times better trainers. That period of time off from the XFL has did nothing but get me more ready to play football again at the highest level. And now you have an author. Now you have a mentor. Now you have a natural born leader. You know what I mean? Now you have a complete athlete. Why wouldn't you want that on your team? Why wouldn't you want a man with a story on your team?
Exactly.
With the passion, with the drive that he has.
Yeah, and I think.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm just saying that the energy is powerful, and I'm not bringing nothing in but positive energy. And just like you got a coach that could take a team that's nothing and push them all the way to the championship. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that Cam Newton energy for the Patriots? That's, oh, you doubted me, or you ain't want to pay me, or I'm this, I'm that. Why wouldn't you want that to feed off on your team?
Yeah,
why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah,
because the team's gonna believe in Cam, whether the world doesn't. The team will, because he's gonna talk that talk and he's gonna walk that walk.
Yeah.
And they gonna follow because he's a natural born leader. Natural. These people aren't put in these. Tom Brady's a natural born leader. These people aren't put in these positions. They're placed there. They're placed there. They were meant to be there. They were meant to be there just to prove people wrong. Just to prove the stipulations aren't the stipulations. Because it's a very small percentage of those people that are mentally tougher that the things that you say, I'm not going to let affect me. But instead, I'm going to let it drive me to be something better than what you ever thought. So now you got to hate me more. Hate me more because I'm being great. You mad at greatness? That's sad. You can't do that. Now you just mad at yourself. It's just an energy. It's a, boy, just like when they fired Joe Paterno.
Yeah, Penn State.
They put the names on the back of the jersey. They went rocking. They went rolling. It's a thing. It's energy. It's energy, man. And this energy I'm bringing, I'm ready to release it and lead a team to greatness. You know, I see 10 plus sacks easily first year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what team wouldn't want that? You know, like a team can't make any excuses when you're on that squad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just need a chance. I just need
you just need that.
a sit down with a GM, a coach. You know, I just need that conversation. The field work is gonna produce itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just got to get my side. You got to get my side and believe what I believe in. Because I believe in the shield. Yes, I believe you have to be a certain type of way to play under that shield. And if I don't fit that, tell me what does.
Yeah, no, and I want to say that like that smile you had, that was priceless. Because everyone probably sees that, oh, Shawn Oakman's a football player, but this is Shawn Oakman. There's so much more than just a football player. You know,
So much.
mentor, the author. You know, just everything that makes you you. And I think now the world, back then 3 years ago, what they saw was, oh, this is a Baylor star. He's a great football player, and just that's it. He's just an athlete.
They saw me. That's what they saw.
Yeah, but now the whole world, they're gonna hear it now. They're gonna hear everything else about you. And like I said, like we're really hoping that you get that call, and that you find your way where you belong, man. Because this whole story and everything, there's got to be something coming up, man. Like all those trials.
Hey, this was the same type of buzz going into the draft. You feel me?
Yeah.
That same type of buzz, that same energy.
Yeah.
The same energy. So I'm just able to embrace it now, and hopefully me embracing is going to get me over that hump.
So just kind of like going to 2020, like where are you? What are you up to right now? Like where are you at? Are you training? What's the story right now?
South Florida, hanging out here with Xavier Howard, cornerback for the Miami Dolphins, training every single day. Over there at Fit Speed, House of Athletes, as well as I forget the other name. I'm sorry. Total Athlete. Athlete. Thank you. Over there at Total Athlete as well in Davie. But I'm training. I'm every day. This is my life. I'm got my notebook right here. I'm writing. You know what I mean? So I'm training, I'm writing, I'm staying ready, I'm staying mentally prepared, physically prepared, just ready to produce and show the world a whole nother side of Shawn Oakman.
Yeah, and with that, I think, that's the perfect way to end it off. We want the world to see, like, who you are, hear your voice and stop messing around and get this guy back on where he needs to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get me on that platform. Big platform. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so really appreciate having you on, man. And like again, so this is Shawn Oakman. You guys heard it here.
All love, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we wish you the best, man. And like we're gonna see you in the league. We believe you. And we gotta see a documentary one day, man. Your story is just unbelievable.
As soon as I get done writing this book, hopefully I get Hollywood to become one of the buy. Yes.